Good morning. Welcome to the lecture session on students' T distribution. The last class we have discussed about what is students' T distribution and some introductory problems I have explained. And in today's class, some more problems I will be explaining. This is the students' T distribution table. Here we can refer this. That is the degrees of freedom. DF here we can see. These are the degrees of freedom. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 up to they have given up to 100, 1000 they have given up to, and this is for a two-tailed and then the one-tailed test. These are the values for the which percentage we need to calculate. Respectively, the values are given. When the problem comes, I will explain how it has to be referred. Already I have explained in the previous slides. The question number 1 is 10 individuals are chosen at random from a population and their heights in the inches were found to be 63, 63, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 70, 71 and 71. Test the hypothesis is that the mean height of the universe be 66 inches. So we need to consider the null hypothesis. What is the null hypothesis? The null hypothesis is mu is equal to 66 and the alternative is mu not equals to 66. If the tabulated value comes within the value, then we can say that it is accepted as mu is equal to, that is the mean height of the population will be 66, otherwise it will be rejected. So here the sample size is 10 because n is equals to 10, and let's calculate the mean of it. X bar is given by summation x divided by n, that gives us 678 divided by 10, that is 67.8. And let's calculate the variance of it, that is s square is equals to 1 upon n minus 1 into sigma of x minus x bar the whole square. So each value is subtracted with 67.8, that's the mean, and a whole square. So when we do all these things, we will be getting s square is equals to 9.067 and s is equals to 3.011. So to calculate the t value, the formula gives like this, that is x bar minus mu divided by s into root of n. So here it is x bar is calculated as 67.8 minus 66, which is the mean they have given, divided by 3.011, which we have calculated as a Bayes standard deviation, into root of 10. So when we do calculation of that, we will be getting 1.89 and which is less than 2.262. What is this 2.262? That is for the 5% level of significance at the degrees of freedom. I'll just refer to this table. .262 for 9 degrees of freedom. Yeah. 2.262 for 9 degrees of freedom for two-tailed test. You can refer here. So we will be getting this one. That is 2.262. Hope it's clear. So the evaluated one is 1.89, which is lesser than 2.262. Thus the hypothesis is accepted at 5% level of significance. A certain stimulus administered to each of the 12 patients resulted in the following change in the blood pressure: 5, 2, 8, minus 1, 3, 0, 6, minus 2, 1, 5, 0, 4. Can it be concluded that the stimulus will increase the blood pressure? they have given the value T 0.05 for 11 degrees of freedom is 2.201. This time most of the problems actually the T value will be given to us for the required degrees of freedom. So no need to refer to the table. Only when they have not given that tabular value we need to refer, but here they have given already, so no need to refer. Directly we can use this value. And they have given the 10 patients. Can it be included that the stimulus will increase the blood pressure? So let us calculate. What is the mean? Mean is x bar by 8, n, that is giving you 2.58, and s square is 1 upon n minus 1, x minus x bar the whole square, or this formula can also be used. So which gives us on calculation 1.958, and by taking the root of it, it will be 3.088. Now T is calculated like this, that is x bar minus mu divided by s into root n. Let us suppose that the stimulus administration is not accompanied with increase in the blood pressure. We can take mu as 0. So T is given by 2.5833 minus 0 divided by this into root of 12. That gives us 2.8979, or it can be approximated as 2.9. Now if you observe the tabular value, it is not needed to refer to the table because already they have given in the question 2.201. So 2.9 is greater than 2.201, hence the hypothesis is rejected at 5% level of significance. We conclude that with 95% confidence that stimulus in general is accompanied with increase in the blood pressure. Next is the fiducial limits or the confidence limits. So what is the fiducial limits or the confidence limits means? 95% confidence limits for mu is given by the formula x bar plus or minus s by root n into t 0.05, whereas for the 99% confidence limits for mu are given by x bar plus minus s divided by root n into t 0.01. So by using this formula, let us see one problem. Here is a problem like using the fiducial limits. A sample of 11 rats from a central population had an average blood viscosity of 3.92 with a standard deviation of 0.61. On the basis of this sample, establish 95% fiducial limits for mu. The mean blood viscosity of the central population T 0.05 is 2.228 for the 10 degrees of freedom. By data they have given the mean, the x bar is 3.92 with a standard deviation of 0.61, and 11 rats they have taken, so n is equals to 11. Now 95% fiducial limits for mu are given by x bar plus minus s by root n into t 0.05. So it is 3.92 plus or minus 0.61 by root 11 into 2.228, that is given by the value that is t 0.05, 5% t distribution they have given. So 3.92 plus minus root of 41, no sorry, plus minus 0.41 is equal to 3.51 and 4.33. Thus 95% confidence limits for mu are 3.51 and 4.33. Thank you.